Good afternoon, students. Here we are going to discuss today monoclonal antibody production. So what are antibodies? Antibodies are proteins that are produced by the immune system against antigenic proteins, against any foreign invading antigen. Now, how these antibodies are produced? If we want to produce them artificially, they are produced against specific antigen, that is antibodies directed against specific antigenic proteins are routinely produced by injecting antigens into experimental animals like mice or rabbit. And the serum is collected from these immunized animals, and the serum contains a mixture of antibodies. So we call it polyclonal antibodies. These antibodies are directed against the numerous epitope of the injected antigen, as well as they are directed against the several antigens to which the animal might have got exposed during its lifetime. So polyclonal antibodies actually are a mixture of antibodies, mixture of immunoglobulin molecules secreted against the specific antigen, each of which recognizing a different epitope. But most of these immunogens are tend to be weaker. They give weak immune response because of heterogeneity of immune response as well as cross-reactivity. Now, to overcome this problem of cross-reactivity or heterogeneity of immune response, Kohler and Milstein described a modern technology called as hybridoma technology. Modern technology called as hybridoma technology for monoclonal antibody production. Now, what are these monoclonal antibody? As the name suggests, they are directed against one single epitope. Okay, one single antigenic determinant. So monoclonal antibodies are specific for single epitope. They are made by clones of a single beta lymphocyte, B lymphocyte, that attack only one specific target. Okay, so monoclonal antibodies produced by hybridoma technology. This method was given by Kohler and Milstein. And what are monoclonal antibodies? Which are specific for single epitope. Okay, they are made by clones of B lymphocyte that attack a single specific target. Okay, the first generation of monoclonal antibody was produced by hybridoma technology, while the second generation methods are by recombinant DNA technology. Monoclonal antibody production. Let us study how they are produced. First, what are monoclonal antibodies? Now, a single antibody forming cell or its clones produces antibodies specifically directed against a single antigen or single antigenic determinant only. Such antibodies produced by a single clone directed against a single antigen or antigenic determinant are called as monoclonal antibodies. How they are produced? When a clone of lymphocyte or plasma cells undergoes selective proliferation, like in multiple myeloma cells, antibodies with a single antigenic specificity, that is monoclonal antibodies, are produced. The monoclonal antibodies are very useful tools for diagnosis and research purposes. Okay. Now, an ingenious method for large-scale production of these monoclonal antibody desired against any specific antigen was described by Kohler and Milstein in the year 1975. Now, let us study what are the steps involved in monoclonal antibody production. In short, number one, hybridomas. What are hybridomas? When we say use the word hybridoma technology, then what is a hybridoma? Excuse me. Hybridomas are somatic cell hybrids produced by fusing antibody forming spleen cells with myeloma cells. Okay, so hybridomas are actually hybrids of B lymphocyte and myeloma cell, or you can say hybridomas are hybrids of, they're somatic cell hybrids. Okay, hybrids produced by fusing what? By fusing spleen cells, antibody forming spleen cells and myeloma cells. They together, when they fuse, they form a hybrid, which we call as hybridomas. Okay, because myeloma cells are used, we use the word oma, hybridoma. Okay, the resultant hybrid retains the antibody producing capacity of spleen cells and the ability of myeloma cells to multiply indefinitely. If you look at spleens, antibody producing spleen cells, they will produce antibodies. If you look at myeloma cells, they multiply indefinitely. When you combine the two, when you prepare a hybrid of spleen and myeloma cells, what you get? You get a hybridoma. What is the ability of a hybridoma? It has the ability to produce antibodies like spleen cells, and it has the ability to multiply indefinitely like myeloma cells. Okay. So the first step is B lymphocytes from the spleen of mice immunized with desired antigens are extracted. The antigen against which you want monoclonal antibody, that antigen is injected into the mice. And then from this immunized mice, we collect the B lymphocyte. Now these B lymphocytes are fused with mouse myeloma cells grown in culture. Okay, their B lymphocytes are fused with mouse myeloma cells grown in culture. And the myeloma cells are actually deficient in the enzyme HPRT. Okay, myeloma cells are deficient in the enzyme HPRT, hypoxanthine phosphoribosyl transferase. Now, when you fuse the B lymphocyte with myeloma cells, or when B lymphocytes and myeloma cells are brought together by treating the cell mix with polyethylene glycol, right? When we bring about the fusion of myeloma and B lymphocyte by using polyethylene glycol. So we take a reaction mixture in which we add B lymphocytes and myeloma cells and expose them to polyethylene glycol. PEG brings the two cells together and induces their fusion, leading to the formation of hybrid cells called as hybridomas. Now, how do we identify the hybridomas? Because you have mixed myeloma cells and spleen cells. So it is possible that in the reaction mixture, plain spleen cells are also present, plain myeloma cells are also present, and hybridomas are also present. So we need to identify the hybridomas. So the fused cells are placed in a basal culture medium called HAT medium for selection of hybridomas. Okay. So this fusion mixture is placed or cultured in a basal culture medium whose name is HAT medium. And we select the hybrid cells by growing the cells in HAT medium. Why the name HAT? Because the medium is supplemented with hypoxanthine, aminopterin, and thymidine, and hence the name HAT medium. HAT medium does not permit the growth of enzyme deficient myeloma cells, and normal lymphocytes cannot replicate indefinitely. So hybrid cells, hybridomas, possessing the property of both splenic lymphocyte and myeloma cell can grow in the culture. Okay, so the medium is so designed that only the hybridomas or the hybrid cells will grow, other cells will not grow. These cultures called hybridomas are selected and cloned. Okay, so the cultures, the cells which grow, they are actually analyzed first whether they produce antibodies or not, and then these cultures, which we call as hybridomas, they are selected by analyzing whether they produce antibodies or not, and then they are cloned. The selected cells are cloned. The clones are again examined for monoclonal antibody production. The clones that produce antibodies against the desired antigen are selected for continuous cultivation. Okay, clones that produce antibodies against the desired antigen are selected for continuous cultivation. Such hybridomas, okay, can be maintained because they continuously go on producing antibodies, so they can be maintained indefinitely in culture and will continue to form monoclonal antibodies. They can also be injected intraperitoneally in mice, and monoclonal antibodies are obtained by harvesting the ascitic fluid that is produced in the body of the animal. Okay, so inject the hybridomas or you can say monoclonal antibodies, hybridoma cells in the mice, and monoclonal antibodies are obtained, okay, by harvesting the ascitic fluid produced. Now, hybridomas may also be frozen for prolonged storage. You can also freeze them. Now, the discovery of hybridoma technology for the production of monoclonal antibody created a revolution in immunology by opening up numerous diagnostic, therapeutic, and research applications. Now, monoclonal antibodies against several antigens are also now available commercially. If you look at the flow chart of how to produce them, we have mouse myeloma cells, okay? Then the mouse myeloma cells are be fused with Splenic lymphocytes, you can say B lymphocyte collected from mice that are injected with desired antigen. So mice are immunized or injected with desired antigen, and from the immunized mice you collect the splenic lymphocytes or B lymphocyte, right? Now the myeloma cells grown in culture, these are the myeloma cells. The myeloma cells are deficient in HPRT, hypoxanthine phosphoribosyl transferase enzyme, and they cannot produce antibodies. They are Ig minus, means they cannot produce immunoglobulin. They are HPRT minus. They do not have any enzymes. Okay. Now splenic lymphocytes, B lymphocytes, are able to produce immunoglobulins. That means they are antibody producing cells, and they have HPRT, hypoxanthine phosphoribosyl transferase enzyme. Now, when these two are mixed and polyethylene glycol is added, then polyethylene glycol induces the fusion of the two cells, and the fused cells are called as hybridomas. For the selection of the hybrid cell, we grow the culture in hat medium, and then the cells that grow in the hat medium are generally hybrid cells. The hybrid cells are selected, analyzed, and cloned. So selection of hybridomas is done on hat medium, and assay of antibodies is done, and then they are cloned, and then the clones are analyzed for monoclonal antibody production. Okay, once you analyze that the clones are able to produce monoclonal antibodies, then they can be maintained in culture, okay, and you continue to get monoclonal antibodies. They can be frozen for further use or future use, or they can be injected into mice, and the ascitic fluid is collected, and from the ascitic fluid monoclonal antibodies can be harvested. This is the procedure how monoclonal antibodies are produced by hybridoma technology. So what is the application of monoclonal antibody? They are employed for classification of blood groups. Say simple anti-sera are also used, but sometimes we require specific monoclonal antibodies only. Okay, so blood group detection is done by using monoclonal antibodies. Then detection of pathogens. Okay, so detection of pathogens can also be done by using monoclonal antibodies, right? Then very clear and accurate detection of cancers like cancer of gastrointestinal tract, pancreatic cancer, breast cancer, uterus, kidney, stomach, larynx, liver, bone, connective tissues cancer, or leukemias. Even venereal diseases like Neisseria, gonorrhea, and chlamydia can also be identified. Okay, so clear, accurate detection of various type of cancers, detection of pathogens, as I said, Neisseria causing organism, gonorrhea causing chlamydia. Okay, now pregnancy in women can also be detected as early as 1 or 2 weeks after conception using monoclonal antibodies. It is also used for treatment of diseases which we call as immunotherapy. Okay, now monoclonal antibodies have been used as research tools also in the field of medicine, in the field of immunology, biochemistry, genetic engineering, carcinobiology, and so on. Okay, in genetic engineering, monoclonal antibody is used to screen recombinant cells. In immunological studies, they are used to identify various cells involved in immune response. Okay, then during organ transplant also we make use of monoclonal antibodies. They are also used to determine the structure of cell membrane. They are also employed in serological classification of closely related bacteria, virus, pathogens. They are used in radioimmunoassay, ELISA, immunofluorescence assay, in research to identify and detect the target product. They are also used to detect the exact position of enzyme in cell by using immunocytochemical methods. They are also used to detect and classify enzymes. They are also used in affinity columns to pick up the proteins and all. In clinical diagnosis, in the treatment of various diseases, monoclonal antibodies are used. Okay, like monoclonal antibodies are used to control the spread of treponema, Mycobacterium leprae, Haemophilus, right? Sometimes they are used for treating various kind of viral infections also. So monoclonal antibodies, which are directed against one specific antigenic determinant, find variety of application in the field of medicine, immunology, biochemistry, genetic engineering, and carcinobiology. So that is all about monoclonal antibody.